Insider trading.
Insider trading.
Insider trading.
Insider trading.
With insider trading.
Insider trading.
Insider trading.
Insider trading.
Let's rewind. It all began on May 17th, 1792, with the signing of the Buttonwood Agreement, now considered the founding document of the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange is one of two major stock exchanges in the US, the other being the NASDAQ, founded in 1971, almost 200 years later. The agreement that created the New York Stock Exchange set forth rules and regulations that aim to promote public confidence in the stock market. Fast forward 250 years, and public confidence in the stock market has diminished.
Sonny Perdue and Kelly Loeffler both made significant trades in stocks right after getting, or nearly proximal to the time they got classified briefings, or may have gotten classified briefings.
In 2017, the Houston Astros were accused of stealing signs from the catcher during the World Series games. The Astros gained an unfair advantage in this game, which led them to win the series. Insider trading draws many of the same parallels, where an unfair advantage enables someone to gain financially. In 2012, the Stock Act was passed to prohibit members of Congress from using private information obtained through their position to personally benefit themselves.
So what the Stock Act sought to do was make it clearly against the law to make stock or other investments based on information that was not public, that was acquired in the course of one's congressional duties or one's duties as a staff member or as a family member.
First introduced by Baird, a congressman from Washington. In February of 2012, the Stock Act was passed by a 96-3 vote in the Senate and a 417-2 vote in the House. If almost every representative voted yes on the Stock Act, what went wrong? Many argue that the Stock Act did not go far enough to prevent corruption in political offices, and that it has fallen short of ensuring that Congress is prioritizing the public over their own interests. COVID-19 brought this issue to the forefront when dozens of members of Congress from both sides of the aisle made stock transactions in cloud computing and virtualization technology companies, as well as companies that make personal protective equipment, right at the onset of the pandemic in 2020. 4 congresspeople in particular were placed under investigation once the trades became privy to the public eye. Kelly Loeffler, Dianna Feinstein, James Inhofe, and Richard Burr. Due to pressure from the public and the beginning of an ongoing investigation by the FBI, Burr stepped down as the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee on May 15, 2020. Coincidentally, Burr was also one of 3 politicians who voted no or abstained their vote on the Stock Act in 2012 in the Senate, joined by Tom Coburn and Jeff Bingaman. Without exposure from popular news sources, it's likely that this alleged insider trading could have gone unnoticed. Chris Collins, Republican from New York, is just another example of those in power using non-public information for private benefit. After receiving news at a White House picnic in 2018 of a failed drug trial that he was involved in, he immediately called his son and told him to sell his shares in the company. Just 10 days later, this sale saved Collins and his family an alleged $570,000.
The big issue is that members of Congress are trading stock. Again, most people aren't involved in the stock market, and they see their elected officials trading on things that maybe they are then immediately voting on, or then they are expressing opinions on or drafting legislation regarding, or not.
That brings us to the question of what can be done to better prevent insider trading. There are 3 steps that both the SEC and FINRA could take to aid in the prevention of insider trading. Number 1, increase surveillance. Both the SEC and FINRA could work to increase their surveillance technologies, such as by using artificial intelligence and machine learning. With the introduction of more advanced surveillance, it is likely that insider trading will be detected more quickly. Number 2, increase enforcement. In addition to detection, these agencies must increase their enforcement efforts by bringing more cases against individuals suspected of insider trading. If those involved are caught but not prosecuted, insider trading will continue to be rampant among Congress. Number 3. Increased consequences. As new cases are brought against individuals involved in insider trading, the penalties imposed by the SEC and FINRA could be increased. Insider trading is a serious crime that undermines the integrity of our financial markets and erodes public trust in the very institutions our country is built upon. Despite efforts to address the issue, insider trading remains a pervasive problem.
What I found, whether it's accounting fraud or Ponzi schemes or insider trading schemes, that sometimes the people who are engaged in bad conduct, they figure out other ways to engage in misbehavior.
It is up to us, the people, to speak out against the actions of corrupt politicians. By working together and reforming our financial markets, we can create a more fair and transparent financial system, which serves the interests of all people, not just a select privileged few.